Hello and welcome to our session on model security and intellectual property IP protection in the realm of artificial intelligence. In today's increasingly digital world, AI models can be extremely valuable. Imagine losing your carefully trained model to a competitor or a malicious actor. According to cybersecurity ventures, cybercrime damages could reach $10.5 trillion annually by 2025, and a growing slice of that involves AI, model theft, and reverse engineering. So, how do attackers pull this off? And most importantly, how can you prevent it? Let's explore model extraction attacks and the economic repercussions of stolen IP, plus some best practices to help or to keep your models safe. Why model security matters. AI models are the crown jewels of many tech-driven organizations. Think about the hours of research, the GPU costs, and the domain expertise poured into training a high-performing model. If this model is stolen or replicated, economic loss, competitors skip the R&D phase and instantly gain your advantage, costing you potentially millions. Reputation damage. If attackers alter your model to produce malicious outputs, your brand image could suffer. And security risks. Stolen models might leak sensitive data from training sets or open the door to further exploits in your infrastructure. By understanding how model theft happens, especially through model extraction, you can put stronger defense in place. Let's now talk about model extraction attacks. In these scenarios, attackers repeatedly query your AI model, often through a web API, to gather enough input-output pairs. Over time, they can approximate your model's decision boundary or even reconstruct a near identical replica. For an example, an image classification API that charges per query might be flooded with thousands of requests by a malicious user. They record the model's response and train a stolen model that behaves similarly. So, why is model extraction dangerous? Well, there's a loss of competitive edge. Attackers skip the expensive training phase, effectively copying your IP. Potential data leakage. In some cases, the stolen model can reveal patterns or even sensitive data about the training set, known as model inversion, and undermining business models. If you charge for AI-based services, a stolen or cloned model allows attackers to bypass your service fees entirely. A study by Microsoft found that well-crafted extraction attacks can replicate up to 90% of the original model's performance, proving just how feasible this threat is. Moving on to intellectual property theft and economic repercussions. In AI, your intellectual property often consists of unique model architecture, custom layers, hyperparameters, or techniques. Then you have proprietary data sets, specialized data that gives you a unique vantage point, and you have learned weights, the final product of all that training, and this is what truly sets your model apart. Now, when these elements are stolen, the economic fallout can be massive. For instance, a startup that spent millions training a language model might see a competitor release an almost identical product at a fraction of the cost. Let's have a quick real-world examples. A mid-sized AI company in the financial sector discovered their recommendation model had been cloned by a rogue competitor, causing them to lose significant market share. The estimated loss, they claimed up to a 30% revenue drop after the competitor launched an equally accurate services at lower prices. The World Intellectual Property Organization notes that AI-related patent filings are skyrocketing, showcasing how fiercely businesses compete for proprietary AI breakthroughs. This further underscores the need to protect that AI. Let's now move on to the step-by-step of defending against model extraction and IP theft. Fortunately, there are proactive steps you can take. Number one is API rate limiting and monitoring. Restrict how many queries a single IP or user can send. Flag suspicious spikes in requests that might indicate a systematic extraction attempt. Number 2 is use model watermarking or fingerprinting. Embed a subtle signature in your model's outputs so you can prove ownership if someone clones it. Researchers have published methods where certain triggers in input data yield a hidden pattern only your original model produces. And number 3 is encrypt model files and use secure deployment. Store model weights in encrypted form, only decrypt in memory during inference. Tools like Docker or Kubernetes can isolate your model environment and reduce direct access. Number 4 is obfuscate or hide key parameters. If feasible, keep certain layers or parameters on a secure server. Query them internally without exposing them to a public endpoint. Number 5 is legal and licensing frameworks. Use clear licenses or user agreements that explicitly forbid reverse engineering. Have an IP lawyer. Ensure your AI assets are protected by patents or trade secrets where applicable. Combining these measures makes it much harder and more legally risky for attackers to replicate your model. Sounds good, right? To wrap up, model extraction attacks. Attackers can systematically query your AI to approximate or replicate its decision boundary. IP theft and economic fallout. Stolen AI models can devastate your competitive advantage and revenue. And number 3 is defensive measures. Rate limiting, model watermarking, encryption, and legal safeguards are powerful ways to secure your models. Remember, in an era where 70% of enterprises plan to integrate AI across various departments by 2025, failing to protect your model can mean losing years of research and development in the blink of an eye. That's all. Thank you for joining me to explore the threat of model extraction attacks and the economic repercussions of IP theft. Remember, your AI models represent years of investment and innovation. By implementing robust security measures, rate limiting, watermarking, encryption, and clear legal agreements, you can significantly reduce your risk.